I need to know everything, who and the what and the where, I need everything. Trust me, I hear what you're saying, but act like it's new what you're telling me. I'm curious, George, I hop in the Porsche, 5 on a horse, I'm ready for war, I'm coming for throats, to turn to a ghost, I need to know everything. Now you be surprised at the info you get is by...
Well, hello there. I finally figured out a little bit there what was going on. Hey, Troy, how are you?
Hey, I'm well, and you?
Oh, fantastic. I guess, were you in town last week? I was trying to remember. You were just getting back from Africa?
Yeah, I was.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, so tonight is our 50th event, so we're all excited. We surpassed the year mark, and we were through perseverance and support from sponsors and stuff. So it was pretty fantastic to kind of make it through. So I'll let you go ahead and just introduce yourself briefly, and then I'll pull up a little briefing thing, and then we'll go through that a little bit, and then we'll come back and learn a little bit more about you.
Okay, hi, I'm Troy Watts. Right now, I study graphic designs at Pensacola State College. I'm a veteran, United States Marine veteran, and I'm working on a new project. It's called Dribbles, the All-Knowing Cat.
Fantastic. I'm going to go ahead and share this thing. And we, Troy, you and I met, I guess, through John and Jessica. You had met up with them, and then they sent you up to see me, and we'll get into the rest of the story here a little later on that. Okay. Yeah. So for those of you out in the audience, the first thing I want to do is, like, if you're watching the live stream, please help us share it around so people can actually learn and find out some of the stuff that is going on for with the entrepreneur ecosystem, and so it's pretty exciting to participate in the entrepreneur ecosystem when you learn about all the resources that are out there to support founders. So and so we initiated this event in our programs right at a year ago, and our sponsors like Innisfree here has sponsored two of our pitch competitions, and we're happy to say we got the First Bank is coming on to help sponsor the pitch competitions as well. So we will be having one probably early October, and so we'll look forward to that. We definitely all about minority and businesses and businesses of color. So naturally, we would partner with the Gulf Coast Minority Chamber. We also welcome that connected with the Hispanic community too, because we're reaching out to all founders of color to kind of help them take advantage of some of the stuff. And I'm a member of the Pensacola Chamber Board, and they have agreed to support us pitch competitions and helping that area with free memberships to the chamber. And they're also want to announce yesterday the Greater Pensacola Chamber and the Gulf Coast Minority Chamber just signed a MOU to work together to help the Minority Chamber build some capacity. So we're really excited about that, and the support that can actually grow to support minority businesses. And we've been working with the Small Business Development Center to kind of get our startups some counseling service and consulting services. So, and we definitely appreciate that partnership. And Gulf Power came on board as a kind of one of our founding sponsors as well. They're a true supporter in the community and supporting economic development and just trying to grow the area and move it forward. And we sure appreciate that. And Bantucola, they joined us in supporting our pitch competition. Chris has several companies. Bantucola is a Black Business Directory, and he offers directory services to other organizations as well. But he also has a media company, a streaming media company. So he's responsible for getting our stream out to a couple of Facebook pages, LinkedIn, Twitter. And so we definitely appreciate the work he's doing and the partnership. And we get quite a few views on our Facebook page, but we get quite a few views on the Bantucola Facebook page and other Facebook pages that are out there. So we see Bree and Brian out there on the listening and on the chat, and we appreciate all the support and and partnering with them to kind of move things forward for small businesses. And I'm always harping on all this set aside funding out there for business startups of color, Black and brown startups. And of course I've tracked over 5 billion, but of course there's a lot more than that, but that's just through the little searching I been doing. And today, Troy, I don't know if you saw the post I did on Facebook. You see, I think Apple is on here somewhere, and yeah, they had put up 100 million, and they just announced their first core of Black and brown founders, 15 Black and brown founders. So that's how they're spending their money. So you kind of need to look and see how to get in their accelerator impact program. And so that's pretty unique. But there's, as you can see, there are a lot of, companies that are sort, and including the government, and counties and, the cities or there's just so many programs, I don't even remember how many hundreds of million the SBA Navigator program is. And then I hear the state of Florida has, money that is targeting minority businesses as well. So this is the time definitely to be working on the startup ideas. And that's one thing I appreciate about you, Troy. You're listening to what we're saying, and you're applying for other programs and stuff like that. And so I think that's pretty neat. And I think you mentioned you had applied for this Amazon Business Accelerator program. That was a new program that came out. You know, and so and I'm not sure how long it's going to stay open, but they've been advertising it on TV. And so like I said, you saw the chart with all that stuff, and here is we put these links in the email so you can have an opportunity to pitch your idea to an application to, like this, let's say this eBay Up and Running grant. And so it's for all farmers, but it appears that they may be targeting, and I don't remember exactly how much that one was, but it may have been at least 10 grand. So isn't that neat to just you're a business and you can compete by pitching your idea and get a check. Right now we've here in Pensacola, we've had 2 G beta cohorts, and then so now there's an application for a third cohort that starts. Or the deadline for the application is here, and so I think John and Jessica and has went through that second cohort, and they're still getting funding leads. That's just a great network to be in. One of their key performance indicators is how many investor meetings. So once you get into that G beta family, and some of our folks are in that G alpha program now, which is the idea stage thing. Once you get in that network, you're just connected to so many investors, so many accelerator programs, because they got a large number of accelerator programs, and they even have, if you're into fintech, they have a program just for Black founders. Here's another application that's open, Brown Fat Accelerator. Takesha, one of our mentors and judges, she actually been through that program and got a lot of perks out of that program. Here's the pitch competition for $100,000, and they used to do that quarterly, and that's why I got the idea of doing stuff quarterly. But can you imagine, pitching for 100 grand? The downside, upside, they want 10% of your company, but if you're in that situation where that's a good investment for you, I think that's a good one. Now, this particular training is going on. It's starting next month, and this is free training, and this is actually part of a apprenticeship program, but it literally, you got free training to get smart on how to be an entrepreneur. And so all of these links are in the email, and the reason why I spent a little time on this, because I don't think people are paying attention to what's there. There's an opportunity right there to get some free training, some free connection, meet some more entrepreneurs, and it's just a neat thing. And I don't want to go through all of these, but these are I've got them for all founders, but then you have some stuff over here that's just for founders of color. And so like this thing right here is open right now, but like you literally have to kind of get your act together and keep growing your startup to get in this particular accelerator. They've been doing this for 2 or 3 years now, and 250K opportunity and 10K opportunity here, and plus a lot of perks with this Amazon accelerator, just for Black businesses. And I don't necessarily think this one you actually have to be a startup. You can be just a Black business, period. And let's see what we got here. Yeah, and Apple has some other perks besides their accelerator program. That link is keep that in there because there's no deadline. And then there's liquor companies have it's just there's programs specifically for Latinos that you can do. And there's I only showed 3 links here, but I can guarantee you there's a lot more links for women of founders. but our playbook it is pretty straightforward. In order for you to apply for all that stuff up there, they speak, the stuff you learn, in the lean startup methodology, and they speak startup speak. So when they're asking you the questions, if you don't, what all those lifetime customer value, if you can answer questions about, what's your exit, plan criteria, what's your exit strategy. All these things you have to learn because these are the kind of questions that are actually on the application. And so you can't, they what they're trying to make sure you're a good founder, you're a good CEO, or you're a great co-founder, you got a good team. So you got to know how to speak the language. And so but if you just have to get involved. And so we had put together a training of our own, but we said, why put together some training when you got the startup school out there, that ran by Y Combinators, and then all the other perks for free software, it's just amazing. That's why we tell you to create a profile here, because by having a profile on f6s.com, you're advertising. It's like the Facebook for startups. Like, but the neat thing is as if you get your profile built up, your personal profile, your startup profile built up, and then you can apply for all those freebies that they have. And my company, just like and you don't have to be in any accelerator program. And so in your case, Troy, you got all those videos about your product, and you probably got a lot of history with your music and all that stuff, and you build up your personal profile and your dribbles profile, and then when it comes to hosting your applications or stuff, you get all these free services. So like you're dealing with Amazon in the store, but once you start delivering content about dribbles, F6S, you can apply for their thing on F6S, and it's like $25,000 worth of hosting credits, and what they have, and then there's 5,000 support credits that they literally help you build your application. And so that's the purpose of building up your profile on there. And so our weekly events, that the whole key there is to get, take advantage of the network. And I see a lot of people wait to hop on with this at 7:00, but you get a chance to meet people and find out what they're doing. That's what the networking is all about. So you literally have to leverage all these free events, free training, free funding, leverage all the resources. So that's why we're trying to connect you with these resources. That's what our objective is. And I went over this slide last week, so I won't do it. But you need to have knowledge to be, to run your startup. And so that CEO training thing, this right here, the CEO thing right here, that's free training to learn how to stand up a startup. And all those accelerator programs, that's what they are. They're there to get you the management knowledge, to kind of grow your company. The business and market, the accelerator program helps you with the access to the business stuff and access to capital. So like, if this is not capital, I don't know what is capital. Yeah. You can take this money and use it for paid salaries. You can use it to software development. That's capital. And some of the stuff is like this product may have some equity associated with it, and this 100K right here, there's no equity associated with this program. this thing here, and this one wants 10% equity. But when you get in these G beta programs, they don't give money, so they don't take equity, but they do give you access to perks. And so people complain that they don't have access to capital, but the key thing, what I like about this ecosystem is your access to capital is is leveraging the stuff in the ecosystem, but you learn how to pitch your idea, you get market fit, and now these companies literally got money set aside for you to fund your idea to scale. Yeah, and so that's it can't get too much more simpler than that, but you have to literally get in the ecosystem and start taking advantage of it. But you have to do your work and learn how to pitch your idea, learn all the the terminologies, and just keep every program you get in is literally working on your startup. They're not teaching you something for somebody else's startup. They're teaching you stuff for your startup. So that's what good. And so we're excited about Startup on the Blocks, playing a key role and help more founders of color, take advantage of the ecosystem. But the irony is, all the information we are sharing is good for everybody. And one of the big gripes I have about our ecosystem here in Pensacola, a lot of the white founders, they don't even take advantage of stuff in the ecosystem, but it's there, but it's neat to that this stuff is there. So Troy, you just started tonight, and then Faith is coming up the first event in September, and I'm hoping we can get Ash in September. And we have several other invitations out there, and we're just waiting on them to kind of respond. We're gonna have a product developer from Google on soon as well, and we've reached out to one of the original co-founders of PartPick, and we're gonna actually try to get both of those co-founders on there. But you remember they sold to Amazon, and so so we're excited about some of the future guests that we're gonna get, and our portfolio companies. I apologize. Like we've always, these people, since you all got started, these people have volunteered to be mentor, but you have to be a little proactive, and in order to get connected to them. I'll go down the list here. A lot of you all know Jabril. He got started here in Pensacola with his startups, and now he's up in Atlanta, working his inclusion startup. And so he's definitely a serial entrepreneur, but he has the experience on leveraging outsourcing his product development. But when he went up to Atlanta, he decided to go to one of the coding boot camps and learn how to do coding himself. So he's got a lot of experience, in crowdfunding, you name it. He's been involved in it. And Pat, we've had Pat on. He's a CFO type person, and he's been in the consulting and entrepreneur game. He's actually the one running the collab here locally right now. And Bree, she's got a great marketing background, and so she's a really good asset, and she's worked with us here with Startup on the Blocks to kind of help us get started and to help us move forward. And we really appreciate what she's doing in the community. And Bob Foster, what can I say about Bob Foster? I missed the event when he was on Startup on the Blocks back last November, but I met Bob many years ago. I think we're maybe around 2013 timeframe. So when I met Bob, he had about 6,000 LinkedIn connections, and now he's got over 14,000 LinkedIn connections. So what does that tell you, Troy?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you want to get connected to somebody who's connected to somebody, he's the man to get connected to. It's not too much you can say you need that Bob Barster can't connect you with a resource to kind of help get you going. And he's very active, in the startup scene here as well. Marcia, she's a expert in marketing, and she's been helping us out, and she's actually working with one of the local startups that went through G Beta program. They got some funding, and so she's helping them move forward with their marketing, and they're actually partnering with us with the Kukua Institute, with our Center for the Innovation Workforce, and our data science lab, where we're going to be training college students and people on the workforce, data science, using uh, um, it's ship-shaped farms. They grow green leafy vegetables, and it requires a lot of IoT equipment. It requires robotics. So they're going to be working with us, to kind of do that. But all of these things are through connections, So it's pretty fantastic. And we've had Didi on a couple of times, and she's really fantastic. So she's trying to think of how to say this. So if you got questions about some of these programs that I'm showing you up, like that Bronze Valley Accelerator, she was just in that. She just got out of that a month and a half ago. She's in the Google for Startups, where they literally give you 50 or $100,000. I never asked her which did she get 50 grand or did she get 100 grand. But, yeah, but she got so many perks between just those two programs, and she explained, by her getting involved. I think that there was an application for a program up in North Carolina where you go up there for 1 week, and through that one program, she got connected to all the other programs and all the funding, and it's just literally, she's definitely a testimony for taking advantage of the ecosystem. And Rodney, he's an accountant, and so he's a bad brother, So like he's like the what's the guy on Shark Tank, Mr. Wonderful. He's got to grill you, about your books and your idea. And so yeah, so he knows he's worked for multimillionaires, and so he knows about accounting, and stuff like that. So he's a good sort. And Pete Nowak, I've been knowing him for probably almost 10 years now. Actually more than 10 years. But I don't know if you all know, he's the one. He owns about 6 of the McDonald's here in town. He's a serial entrepreneur. He's an idea guy. And so, but if your startup is anyway related to food, rest, that kind of stuff, he knows that business inside out. And Vercel, of course, most of you all know Vercel. He's in charge of our entrepreneurship coordination. He's one of our AmeriCorps business. But what a lot you may not know, Vercel, has been like awarded like his company's like the top 5. Well, actually, one award was the Small Business Award of the Year by SBA. His company has won that award, and he's also been in the top 5 for the fastest growing companies in the Inc. 500. So he knows business. And so he's a great guy. And of course, I put my picture up there, but I just like talking to people, and sharing ideas, and I've had a lot of experience, working for the government, got exposed to a lot of technology stuff, and so I just don't know how to do anything, but just and my success was related to leveraging the ecosystem, leveraging resources, and to me, it's natural, as a person, as a father, as a mother, as a brother, as a sister, you need to know what's available to when your nieces or nephews need something, you need to know the resources out there. And to me, that's no different than what the startup ecosystem, is. And so that's the way you succeed in life. Be aware of what the resources out there to kind of help you move forward. And so I'm excited about the startup on the block stuff. So yeah, I just you know hope everybody try to take advantage of some of the stuff we're trying to help people out. And you know I know it's hard to believe that people will help you, but they will help you because if you're working on an idea that scales, and so that's what the key is. If you're not working on an idea that scales, they still might help you, but that most of the stuff I'm talking about is for ideas that scale. And so Troy, that's one of the things you're going to have to figure out for your for your startup there. Yeah, but
That is the truth.
yeah, but so just tell us a little bit about yourself and just in general, what's your background, and then kind of what led you to this this dribbles thing.
Hmm. Again, I'm Troy Watts. I go to Pensacola State College. Again, I'm working on my marketing and graphic design degree at this point.
Okay.
Started off in grocery stores. I used to
Oh,
manage grocery stores.
wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah. I was the youngest manager for Kentucky Fried Chicken. I was 15 years old. I was the youngest manager. That's
Wow.
another story.
Yeah, I believe
A
that.
whole other story on how I became a manager at 15. And the legal age is actually 16.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a whole other story. But yeah, I was one of the youngest managers there.
Okay.
I managed grocery stores. I got into the record industry.
Okay.
Um, Owned an import-export business.
Hold on. You gonna just skip over the record business? You got to tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, I had a couple of rap groups, a couple of R&B groups.
Okay.
I got out with 2 gold records by a
Wow.
group called
Wow.
Crucial Conflict.
Okay.
But basically, that's it. I don't like to really go into a lot of that stuff because I mean, it was like chapters in my life that passed. So
But
I like. Go ahead.
like it's your unique experiences from the past that you take those skills and bring them into what you're doing now. And so every and see what's interesting about startup founders, you have all these experiences, and that's what makes you unique. That's what makes you the right person to actually do that. So what you okay? So we won't dig a little deeper in your your music industry. So what did you say after your music thing?
I owned a nightclub
Oh
in
wow.
Texas,
Okay.
and I did a few other things. I owned a computer consulting business.
Okay.
But I did a few things. But again, everything is, I guess, it's like you said, it all landed me to dribbles.
Okay.
'Cause I had my hand in so many things. I decided to just stick with one thing and just try to make that work.
Okay.
But I found out doing all these other things, I can never focus on just making one great thing.
Okay. Gotcha.
So at this point, I'm trying to make something that's just great.
Okay. Well, so kind of tell us, what dribbles is and your approach to doing it. Just kind of, just do a little, informal kind of pitch it for us.
Well, when I started dribbles, it was just dribbles. I had
Okay.
no idea where I was going to go with it until I met you guys,
Okay.
Jessica, you, and you guys gave me some ideas.
Hmm.
That's why I love you guys so much because
Hmm.
you guys put me into a direction where I need to put dribbles. So I actually put dribbles into the early learning educational stage for children,
Okay.
which is a great thing because as
Hmm.
we all know, all the kids' brains are developing from inside the womb all the way to 5 to 6 years old. I have a 2 year old myself, and I watch her as she grows. So
Okay.
I know that has to be true. And they get tired of my 2 year gets tired of the same content like Coco Melon, and these other Angel and these other things, they want something different.
Okay.
But watching her, I've seen that there's not enough content for children because
Okay.
they keep growing.
Yes.
So I said, you know what? Let me put dribbles in this category and let dribbles work from there.
Okay.
So right now, there's not a video that goes out and nothing happens until she approves it.
Okay.
Before we put it out,
So it's two-year-old tested.
she's a 2-year-old tester, right? If she looks at it and she goes, we have to go back to the drawing board. But if she looks at it and she goes, okay, and she wants to see it again and again, I know we have something.
Okay.
And then we put it out.
Okay,
But
fantastic.
she is the one that actually makes dribbles hit YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I never heard of somebody having a 2-year-old as part of their team.
Yeah. She's definitely a big part of the team.
Well, that's pretty neat, man. That's fantastic. Yeah. So keep going about telling us more about the
Dribble. Okay, right now we're working on a song for Dribbles.
Okay.
There's a guy named Paul Richmond. He wrote a song with Toto. It's called Rosanna. He wrote
Okay.
that. He wrote the Grammy Women. He wrote that Grammy winning award song. And what he's doing is he's actually producing a song for me
Okay.
with another guy named Wild Style. They're trying to produce a dribble song. I actually have 3 books now. I have 4 books written, but 2 books are being sold, and another book I'm going to put it out within the next month or so.
Okay.
The 2 books I have out is called Dribbles Questions, and the other book is Dribbles ABCs.
Okay.
They can be bought actually on Amazon right now or through my website, which is dribblestheallknowingcat.com.
Okay.
Again, along with the videos.
Okay.
Again, what I'm noticing is that not just children, but people are looking for content, in every way, not just children's things, but in any kind of venue that you're looking at. There's not enough content out there. As opposed when we were kids.
Okay.
We had like 2, 5, 7, and 9 on the black and white TV with a little coat hanger in the back of it, and we were content, just to get it focused. Now you have hundreds and hundreds of channels, and there's still enough content because like you're watching the same things over and over again.
Yes.
So again, I'm trying to keep enough content so that way I can keep people with children actually engaged.
Yeah. So I hear. So how are you making money, or how are you planning to make money with Dribbles?
Well, right now, like I said, if you look at the website, we're making money through Dribbles dolls. We have Dribbles dolls and books.
Okay.
We have T-shirts, dolls, books, and buttons.
Mm-hmm.
But we're trying to expand that even more.
Okay.
But I guess what I'm doing at this point is I'm trying to give Dribbles. I guess I'm focusing more on giving Dribbles more worth as far as who Dribbles actually is and what Dribbles actually does.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm focusing on Dribbles' worth.
Okay.
Because with worth in my mind brings more people to follow and bring more people to buy things, because I don't think anybody's going to buy something because it's just there.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I'm looking at it now.
Yeah. So let's talk about that a little bit. So you remember I said at the beginning that we partnered with Chris with his streaming company, and so we're streaming Start Up on the Blocks to our Facebook page, and so literally I'm just looking at the count on our Facebook page, but he's also streaming it to Bantucola, and so we're probably in other places, so we're probably getting triple the views and stuff just through partnerships. And so my point is, if you try to create the work of Dribbles by yourself, it's going to take you longer to create that work. And so what? Hold on. Yeah, well, can you just tell us a little bit more about Dribbles? Somebody's coming in.
Yeah. Again.
Okay. Yeah, that was a larger. I apologize.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah. So, but the point I'm trying to make is coming up with a strategy. So like for example, so when I started Cognitive, so let's say I'm standing by myself doing this. So, but guess what? I through my mentors, they said, well, you actually, you should partner with some of these companies that's in this industry. So I partnered with, all the major companies, and in order to get out there, and to get some credibility. So can you imagine partnering with, IBM or some of these big videos, the camera companies, and stuff like that. And so as a founder, see, this is what these programs that you get in teach you. So you got a product, a product, so how do you get it to the market faster? How do you come up with with some type of revenue model that has some recurring revenue? So when you get into these programs, they're literally what they're designed to do is, help you, build, a pitch, but help you figure out how to. Because I'm listening and I'm learning from what you're saying, and you generate on all this content, and so I think we just have to kind of figure out, what, how do you end up packaging that content? Do you create? Yeah, and to me, to be honest with you, what I would do, and I think we talked about this last Saturday in the office hours, is that see how other people in the ed tech area are growing their company. What revenue model did they come up with? Because and it'll give you some ideas based on your unique materials and stuff, that you have.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's important, because like when you so that Amazon Accelerator program that you applied for, you probably can get in there because you're selling your stuff on Amazon. But if you want to get into one of these other ones, startups all about this growth thing, growing fast. So you have to come up with a revenue model that allows you to grow. But so your idea, you have this idea, and now through your relationship with Startup on the Blocks and whatever other programs you get in, it's to kind of help you figure out how to scale this. But so Troy, what I tell people, let's say you can almost call what you're doing a traditional business, but the deal is, the minute you start working on trying to figure out how to make that thing scalable,
Mm-hmm.
you're literally a founder.
Mm-hmm.
And of a high growth startup, because you haven't figured it out yet, but you're working on how a process to make it scale. And that's what really counts. And so didn't we have let's see, I'm trying to see which video. Let's just show folks we did put a link to the video in the stage chat for the one you did with the Student Community Institute. So
Mm-hmm.
tell them a little bit about how you were able to, start partnering with the Student Community Institute and to kind of help get your idea forward.
Well, the thing is, most people don't understand that in order to get fed, you have to open up your mouth and say you're hungry.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So what I did was I actually sought out the Quint Studer on LinkedIn.
Okay.
And I started communicating with him.
Okay.
Several people told me that you never get in touch with him. He won't talk to you, but I still have to find out.
Okay.
And I found out that he's a very, very, very good man. Very good man.
Okay.
He actually responded to me right away.
Mm-hmm.
And I told him about my idea. And he actually sent me to his assistant, Barbara Payne.
Okay.
I started speaking with her, and she came up with something to send me to Shannon Nicholson.
Okay.
Shannon Nicholson and I talked, and we came up with an idea to allow Dribbles to actually interview the Student Community Institution.
Okay.
So what we did was Dribbles is live. And we also have 3D animations.
Okay. And I'll show one of the 3D animation things here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I wanted to show people that Dribbles can work in 3D animation, 2D animation, and also live.
Okay.
So kids can appreciate dribbles in any way, any
Well,
shape or fashion.
yeah, and so your animation, um, that actually could be, the idea of what most animation evolved into a TV show, like and so is that what your plan is with the animation?
Yes, it is.
So
Exactly.
like
That's exactly my plan.
so what do you know about the TV industry and how money is made in the TV industry?
At this point, I'm still learning from you guys.
Okay, let's take that avenue there for a second. Let's just talk about that. I'll show the video so people actually, can let me share the screen and get that going. I'm gonna do here, and then hopefully I got the right one here.
Tune in to us as we please while we learn the English and Spanish ABCs. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my ABCs. Next time, won't you sing with me? Now that we sing the English ABCs, let's now sing them in Spanish, please. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. El abecedario sé, ahora canta tú también. Freeze! See ya! Good grammar and
Cool. That was cool. Cool. Yeah. Yeah. So what are y'all, audience, what are y'all thinking about dribbles? So for, folks out there listening, yeah, feel free to comment in the chat. But so let me make a recommendation, because you and I hadn't talked about this part of dribbles at all, so there is a revenue model, for TV stuff, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and so you need to learn what's that revenue model and see how you can actually integrate into that revenue model. So like and the so there is so and I don't know what the new revenue models are for TV shows or whatever. But there's a book and I have to remember, but I'll share with you. It's a book about pitching, but the guy who wrote the book, he was actually a guy that pitched TV shows,
Mm-hmm.
and he has an excellent approach, for doing that. But when so let me try to figure out how to say this. So like you got the animation that could become a television series,
Mm-hmm.
and there's no doubt that it can, but you've got to figure out how to do it. The but 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 at least there is some proven methodologies for doing it. It's just a matter of you learning it, and then you have the live character dribbles, which also could somehow, I'm not sure, but that could almost be a TV show, as well. You could have an animation one, and you could have a live character one.
Mm-hmm.
You follow what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And then you got all the complementary paraphernalia, the dolls and stuff like that. And then you got the sales on Amazon. So to me, I think your so this is what's so crazy, man. like this book, that I'm telling you about, it actually kind of explained the process, of pitching shows,
Hmm.
and how that works. And so just like I think manager of the year, he's coming up with content and trying to pitch the production of the shows. So, and it's definitely the same as a startup, but you got to you but you still got to pitch that revenue model. And so like Carlos, is in the audience, and he's got this idea about you know bullying, and so he's working on a revenue model for that. But when you get the revenue model idea down good enough, then you can start pitching it to people to support you.
Hmm.
And so the question you have to, how can you, so let's say you settle on this idea that I'm going to pitch um, uh, um, uh, shows and about dribbles, animated and potentially live shows,
Hmm.
and you're going to get um, you know it's going to cost something to get these things produced, but it's going to the ad revenue for doing that. So I can tell you right now. So you saw the post I did today um, with about Apple and those 15 things. So let's say you got a strategy. Let's say your pitch is that you want to create a dribble show, and you're going to, and one of your and you want to pitch it that way. You want to be on Apple TV,
Hmm.
and so they're looking for Black and brown founders,
Hmm.
and you coming in with, I got some content, for your Apple TV.
Hmm.
So the question you have to ask yourself: how is Apple doing with content for young kids?
Hmm.
You see the deal is.
Yeah, it's funny you said that. I was on a plane coming from Memphis.
Mm-hmm.
And I met a guy. He was sitting next to me, and he actually started a show. And he was telling me how Apple needed content, and he
Mm-hmm.
was producing the show with live old rock and roll.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually gave him my card, and he was going to talk to the people at Apple to see if they would be interested in dribbles too, because he said that they needed content. So we're going back and forth through Netflix and Apple, which is pretty interesting. You said that.
Yeah, but see that's what the people we're all out here, all trying to make a living, and we all have ideas.
Mhm.
But if you don't share your ideas with anybody, you're never going to figure out how to move them forward.
Exactly.
And so yeah, so Amazon is looking for content. So let's say you pitch your startup idea, when you fill out the Amazon Business Accelerator idea. What if you had to pitch this idea of Amazon Prime content produce for that? You see what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
I understand.
Yeah, and so but you have to settle down and on a revenue model for your idea,
Mhm.
and so the minute you figure that out, then you can actually start really pitching you have a better chance of getting in and accepted in these programs, accepted in these pitch competitions.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? And
Yes.
so your unique background, it will complement you. It's you already leveraging it. You say, well, you got this famous artist actually writing a song for it.
Hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So to me right now, man, you got to settle on this pitch, of this idea of the the TV shows on one of these um, um, uh, networks, or one of the Netflix, or Apple TV, Amazon TV, and you may not realize that you could actually even produce your own content and put it on Netflix or on Amazon. But man, if you want to go big, you partner with them, to kind of move forward.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Well, that's the idea.
yeah,
That is the
yeah.
goal.
But yeah, and so anybody got any questions or suggestions for Troy here? Okay, all righty. So let's see. Let's see a couple of questions here. Quinn said, "Have you thought about adding a game component for phones?" That's one question he got. And then he said you can then get downloads in the App Store. So we're saying that's another revenue model. Is had you thought about that idea?
No, I haven't.
Yeah. So that so so that's another approach you could do is literally develop this. You'd be kind of alone with this, and it's a potential approach. You could actually create an application where you deliver all your content through the application.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so that is another option there. But so there's so many approaches you want to go, and so like you can, but you have to decide which one you want to go down. Okay, Vercel said, could Dribbles do a live podcast and generate advertising revenue for after school 2 to 6 year olds?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
Yeah. So for that particular idea, you would literally have to learn the podcast revenue model and see and go forward. So I still say one of your assignments, I think I mentioned this to you in office hours last Saturday, was look at some ed tech pictures to kind of see what all the other approaches that people are using to actually get their the revenue models they're using, and that'll give you an idea. Now the app one that Quinn suggested, that one you control everything, and you would have like a subscription to all your Dribbles content, and then you would have links in there for all the purchases, and those are in-app purchases. And so, but the deal is on that one. So your revenue model would potentially end up being, let's say a $9.99 a month, subscription thing, a recurring revenue, and then you also make money through the Dribbles, the other sales. And so, Vercel has another question. Use Troy's music industry background to create Dribbles educational rapper.
I love it already. I love it.
I don't know if you, Robin.
Hey, if it works, right?
Yeah, but yeah, that's another potential revenue model. But it could be all these things. Could be a combination of things that you do. But you gotta decide on pitching at least one of them. Yeah, and Brian Wire says, what do you see as your biggest challenges with the COVID-19 issue? I'm assuming when you're trying to grow your business here.
Yeah, that is an issue. What we're doing now is we're trying to stay away from kids.
Mm-hmm.
We are doing that.
Okay.
And he's right, that is a big issue. But we're working with it. That's why we're putting a lot of stuff on the YouTube channels now.
Mm-hmm.
And we're just hoping that the content is big enough so when people do go to the station, they actually have something to actually look at this point.
Yeah, so the deal is so that I'm assuming he's referring to your live Dribbles character.
Mm-hmm. He has to be because that live Dribbles would have to interact with children.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
what we
So
tried to do, what we tried to make it like, one of the videos is Dribbles is at the zoo. So we're like, if kids can't go to the zoo, Dribbles will bring it to you.
okay.
So something like that. That's what we're doing.
Let's just back up here. So now you got another potential revenue model as you build the Dribbles brand. So now you could literally um, um, have Dribbles characters that go through some training, and you could have these Dribbles characters, live Dribble characters. You could so you could have a revenue model where people earn money by being Dribbles, just like they do the clown thing for birthday parties. So you could literally come up with another revenue model where so when you think of how Uber got drivers all over the world, you could have Dribble people all over the world, but you have to, have some approach to train them, and scale that out there. But the point of all of this stuff, Troy, is if you just stay by yourself all the time, you can't come up with ideas on how to scale this thing out. Because see, technology, there's platforms right now where you could actually, if you take the Uber model and you had Dribble people all over the world, at the zoos, at the birthday parties, let's say they Dribble characters is doing birthday parties in every state, in every city in the country. And so you leverage the technology platform to get that out there. You see what I'm saying?
No, I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, but so these are all kind of ideas and opportunities, but the technology is there, and these are different approach, and you like Carlos, you have to settle on a plan to what you want to do first and pitch that thing, and then as you get traction with that, then you start bringing on all these other things. So like Uber, they started off with just the drivers, and then then they went to Uber Eats, and who knows what they else they're doing.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, but so the bottom line is, if you work on a way to make this stuff scale, you can leverage the ecosystem to get support. But before we got a little bit more time here, we're getting close to the end here. But what other thing I wanted to so how have you been leveraging Startup on the Blocks? Just kind of give the audience some ideas, how you've been actually leveraging it.
At this point, I've been just filling out the applications.
Okay.
And I've been getting a response. I was just invited to one of the conferences. I think it was one of the conferences through Amazon.
Okay.
I just registered for that. So when I see something, I'm going to apply for it. Because like I said, I want to see what happens. I have to apply for it.
Yeah. But so you get the point I'm making too, is when you can pitch a revenue model, that makes all the difference in the world. So let's say you say you're doing the revenue model for the TV show, or are you doing the revenue model to launch Dribble characters all over the United States, or are you doing the revenue model where you produce content and have an application that there's a monthly subscription for? You see what I'm saying? But you have to decide on a revenue model to pitch for the application. Otherwise, they're not going to respond.
No, I get it.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. I understand.
Okay. And so you're getting that from the email that we sent out. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. And you attend Startup on the Blocks regularly. Have you actually met any interesting people from the network or anything, or since you
Mr. Rooney?
Okay.
Rooney's been Mr. Rooney's been helping me out.
Okay, good.
Mr. Rooney, Mr. Versailles, he's been helping me out.
Okay, good. And so you've been attending the office hours on Saturday from 1 to 3 here.
Yes.
Yeah. So we have the in-person office hours, and we also have the jam app. Let's see. Let me see. Can I pull that up? I hope it's not too big of a memory hog here and messes up my video. Let me see, can I share the application? Let's see.
Hey, can I say something?
Go ahead.
Okay, I'll be at office hours every Saturday from 1 to 3. So if anybody has any ideas that can help me, or if anybody wants to help me, please feel free to come by and talk to me. I'm willing to, I'm there, I'm open. And I'm looking
Yes.
for somebody to help with anything they can help me with.
Yes, that's fantastic. And so this jam application, so like I think this is you right here, Troy.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so so what this application allows Troy to do is, connect with the mentors, or if he wants to do a video call with me, he can connect with me, or we have this common area where everybody can just come in the common area and just chat, and it's kind of a minimal interface, and so this, if you can't come in person, this is another way you can actually connect with us. But the good news is you don't have to wait to office hours. You can reach out to somebody, or you can kind of schedule a video chat with somebody just using the application. That's what it's there for. And so I think I've used it with Grover Brown. He used this, but we also have, if for those of you with the Chromebooks and stuff, we can also connect with you throughout the remote hour application as well. So that's what Carlos likes to use. So, but the neat thing about the reason why I was interested in this application is because when you're not, you can. This is a minimal application. You see, it's not even hard taking up any of the screen, and it doesn't take up. For the videos, it only shows the person's, little in a little oval shape thing like that. So you can still continue to work and chat with people, with this particular application. So just want to make sure you're aware that's one way to kind of connect with the mentors, connect with the other founders, and so on. Yeah. So. Is any that was nice to kind of just being open to help, but I think you have a Troy. I literally think you get you focus on one of those scalable business model, and you can sit down and even with the mentors or whatever, and just lay all these things on the table and see which one you think you can get some traction with first, and just work on it, and so, and literally that ed tech thing is definitely not a bad idea. And so it's just deciding on which approach to kind of move forward with.
Okay.
Any other questions out there before we wrap everything up? And we appreciate the folks that are showing up and participating. I see Ron is on from over in St. Louis, and he's a good networker. Always got a bunch of good ideas, and we appreciate all of you all that's participating. And let's just start working closer together and go after and get some of that money that's out there, and build a startup, onboard, keep onboarding customers and getting ideas, and it's all through networking and connecting. Just stop making all these excuses, because really through conversations, that's how ideas happen. So did you get some neat ideas or some potential paths forward tonight? Okay, good, fantastic.
I definitely did. I always do.
Yeah, fantastic. So let's make it happen. Let's get this show on. Let's speed it up a little bit. Let's get it rocking and rolling. But it takes time. But but now you got some ideas of some potential revenue models. So just look, you got access to the lean, um, our lean time thing. So you can literally put each of those ideas in the lean time IO, the Kukua Institute thing there, and build a lean canvas for each one of them, and then decide which one you want to tackle, which one you want to tackle first to kind of move forward. And I remember when I got invited to the Venture Hive Accelerator program, leveraging some of my partners' IP. I I knew, we may potentially want to do something with video, but I wasn't 100% sure. So what I did was, when I got in the accelerator program, I said, well, I'm gonna spend the first month or so investigating different, options to go past. And so that's the same as these options you have for you choose the one, that you think you can get the earliest traction with, and move forward. And that's, but it's hard to get the money and get from the ecosystem if you don't pitch a solid revenue model, and they only, even though you got all these different options, you want to focus on one of the options first and just totally focus on that and build out a solution, for that. And then you can kind of move forward there. All righty. Thank you all. Thank all of our sponsors and thank all of our partners. And we really are excited about Startup on the Blocks. And Troy, are you going to be ready to pitch your idea when we do the next pitch competition with a solid revenue model? You think you'll have it all figured out by then?
I'm hoping so. Like I said, with the help of the people that surround us, I'm pretty sure I'll be ready.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see you all next week. Looking forward to it. You all take care, and bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Mm-hmm.